Love Across Rivals, Season 2, Episode 1, A New Distance. It had been 3 months since the Spring Festival. Maya and Adrian were now in different cities. Maya attending college in Pune. Adrian enrolled in architecture program in Mumbai. The physical distance was painful, but they stayed connected through video calls, long texts, and voice notes that made them feel closer. Still, being apart brought new challenges. Maya struggled with homesickness and the lingering fear that her family would try to cut her off again. Adrian, on the other hand, was dealing with pressure from his father to forget and focus on serious matters. He often sat late at night, staring at old photos of them at the garden, whispering, "We'll make it through." Maya, in her hostel room, wrote in her diary every night, "This distance hurts, but loving you still feels like breathing." Both knew that this season would test their love like never before. Episode 2, Trouble at Home. Back in Araval, things were far from calm. Raj Desmukh hadn't forgotten the festival humiliation. He started pressuring Maya's father to arrange her marriage with a distant cousin, someone traditional, someone obedient. Maya's father, still hurt but conflicted, didn't want to lose his daughter completely. Priya tried to protect Maya by stalling discussions, but time was running out. Maya sensed the shift during a weekend phone call. "They are planning something," Priya whispered. "Be careful, better." Maya's heart sank. The moment she'd fear was drawing near. She called Adrian that night. "If they force me, I'll run again," she said. Adrian's voice was steady. "We'll figure this out. I won't let them take you away." Episode 3. New faces, old doubt. College life brought distractions. In Maya's literature class, she met Raghav, a charming, thoughtful poet who instantly took a liking to her. He wasn't pushy, but he noticed her sadness and tried to make her smile. Meanwhile, in Mumbai, Adrian found himself paired with a smart, witty classmate named Tara for a design project. She wasn't subtle about her interests. Neither Maya nor Adrian betrayed each other, but jealousy and fear crept in. Late at night, Maya confessed in a voice note, saying, "I wonder if you're chasing something impossible." Adrian replied, "Even if it's impossible, it's ours. I'm not giving up." Their bond was tested, but not broken, not yet. Episode 4, The Marriage Proposal. The Desmukh family made their move. Maya was called home under the pretense of her grandmother's illness, but when she arrived, she found the living room full of relatives and a young man in a crepe skirt sitting beside Raj. Her heart dropped. The proposal was clear, arranged, pressured. The groom was successful, quiet and utterly wrong for her. Maya kept calm, but refused immediately. "I already told you, I'm not interested." Her father grew silent. Raj slammed his hand on the table. "You think there's a choice? You bring shame to us and still dare to refuse." That night, Maya messaged Adrian only one word: emergency. He called instantly. His voice firm, "I'm coming to get you." Episode 5. The plan to escape again. Adrian took a weekend bus to Araval. He met Maya in secret behind the old post office. This time, they had to be smarter. They couldn't just run away like last time. They needed a real plan, a legal one. Maya was 18 now. If they got married, her family couldn't force her back. "Are you sure?" Adrian asked, holding hands. Maya nodded. "I'd rather be with you and struggle than stay here and live a lie." They contacted a local lawyer sympathetic to young couples in love. He agreed to help. But one wrong move and everything could collapse. The countdown had begun. Episode 6. Secrets and Shadows. As Maya made arrangements, she had to play the perfect daughter at home, smiling, agreeing and pretending. Every time Raj asked about the proposal, she lied with a sweet tone. "I'm thinking about it, uncle." Adrian returned to Mumbai to finalize documents and talk to the lawyer. Meanwhile, Tara noticed his anxiety. When she asked, he told her everything. Tara nodded. She's lucky to have someone who'd do all this. But behind the kindness, she looked away with quiet heartbreak. Back in Aravel, Maya hid the legal papers under her mattress, but one night, Anaya saw her slipping something into her bag, and just like that, the shadows were watching again. Episode 7: The Betrayal. Maya's worst fear came true. That evening, while she was out for a walk to clear her head, Anaya snuck into her room. She found the legal papers and the phone number of the lawyer. Anaya didn't say a word. She simply locked the door behind her and walked away, her mind calculating the damage. The next morning, she confronted Raj. Raj, Maya has been hiding things. She is planning to run away. Raj's face went white with rage. What did you say? Anaya explained everything, and the truth hit him like a hammer. Maya's secret escape plan wasn't just a mistake, it was a betrayal. Raj stormed to Maya's room. You dare to defy me? To disgrace this family? Maya's heart shattered. I'm not betraying anyone. I'm choosing my life. But Raj didn't care. He locked her in her room, taking her phone, and forbidding her from seeing Adrian ever again. Episode 8: The Letter. Locked away and unable to reach Adrian, Maya felt isolated. But in her darkest moments, she found a way. She wrote a letter, an honest, desperate letter to Adrian, and hid it beneath the floorboard. It was the only way she could communicate without raising suspicion. In the letter, she wrote, I'm sorry. I can't keep doing this. They've taken everything from me. If you still want to fight, come to me. I'll be waiting. Adrian in Mumbai paced his room. He hadn't heard from Maya in days. The silence gnawed at him. And then one night, he received a call from the lawyer, who confirmed that Maya's family was trying to rush the marriage. Adrian didn't hesitate. He had to act fast. Episode 9: The Great Escape. The day came sooner than they expected. Adrian arrived in Aravel under the cover of night. He knew that time was running out. He had one chance to get Maya out before her family made their move. Maya waited by the window, her eyes constantly scanning for movement. When she saw Adrian's silhouette under the moonlight, she felt a surge of hope she hadn't allowed herself to feel in weeks. She climbed out of her window, her heart racing. Let's go, she whispered. They ran to the car waiting in the distance, the engine already humming. As they were leaving the village, Maya's uncle Raj saw them. Where do you think you are going? Raj's voice boomed across the road. Adrian floored the gas pedal. We are going to live our lives. Raj, you can't stop us anymore. The chase lasted for a few minutes before Adrian turned onto a narrow road, losing Raj's car in the shadows. They were free for now. Episode 10: A New Beginning. Maya and Adrian arrived in Pune with nothing but their determination and a few belongings. It was a new chapter, one full of uncertainty but also freedom. They stayed in a small rented apartment, just big enough for the two of them. The first night there, as they lay in the dimly lit room, the weight of the escape began to settle. This is really happening, isn't it? Maya whispered, her voice full of awe. Adrian held her close. It is, we are free. No one can stop us now. But even as they embraced, the shadows of their family's wrath loomed over them. They knew it wouldn't be long before Raj and Maya's family came looking for them. And yet, Maya felt lighter than she had in mind. For the first time in a long time, she felt like she was in control of her own life. Episode 11. The first threat. It didn't take long for the phone calls to start. Maya's father tried reaching her at least 5 times a day. Raj's threats became more direct, messages and emails demanding Maya return. But Maya refused to respond. Her phone turned off most of the time. Adrian was dealing with his own pressure. His father was frantic. He called Adrian's friends, posted on social media, and even sent letters. Return home immediately or face the consequences. But Adrian didn't care. He had made his choice, and so had Maya. I won't go back. Not for anyone, he said to Maya one evening, the resolve in his voice as clear as ever. Maya nodded, her hand resting on his. Neither will lie. But they knew they couldn't run forever. The walls were closing in. Episode 12. The breaking point. One day, Maya received a letter from her mother. It was short, but the words stung. Maya, I've spoken to your father. He's furious. I know what you have done, but don't think this is the end. He will ruin Adrian's life. He will ruin everything you've built. Maya cried when she read it. But Adrian held her through the storms of emotions. They can't take what we have, Adrian said softly, his fingers tracing her face. But even though Maya trusted him, doubt crept in. Her mother's words haunted her. Could their love really survive this war? Could they really stay safe? Or was this just the beginning of the end? Later that evening, as Maya stood at the window, staring out the city lights, she made a decision. We need to act fast, before it is too late. Adrian, knowing her well, didn't ask any more questions. They both knew that there was no turning back now. Episode 13. The search begins. Back in Aravel, the search for Maya and Adrian was in full swing. Raj had contacted the police, spreading rumors that Maya had been abducted. He wanted to paint Adrian as a criminal, someone who would force Maya into running away. But the police were skeptical. No one had seen any signs of forced entry, and there was no clear evidence of abduction. Still, the pressure from Raj to find them grew. Posters with Maya's pictures were plastered all over town. Maya saw the news online one morning, and a fear began to settle in her chest. We can't keep hiding like this, she told Adrian, showing him the articles and the pictures of her plastered on every wall. They will find us eventually. Adrian looked at her, determination setting in. Then we'll be ready. They knew they couldn't stay in Pune forever. They had to make a bigger move. Something bold enough to escape the search, yet smart enough to avoid detection. Episode 14. They planned to go underground. Maya and Adrian met with the lawyer they'd previously contacted in Aravel, arranging for false identities. The plan was to disappear completely, start over somewhere far away, where neither family could find them. I know a place, the lawyer said, a small town in the hills. It's far enough from here, and you won't be found easily. Adrian and Maya agreed immediately. They packed their things once more, preparing to leave Pune behind for good. They made sure to change their appearance, new clothes, different haircuts, and most importantly, no contact with anyone they knew. They also decided to sever all communication with their families. As hard as it was, there was no other choice. Any sign of weakness or contact would give away their location. I'm scared, Maya admitted as they walked to the bus station. Adrian squeezed her hand. "We will be okay, I'm with you." Episode 15. A moment of doubt. On the day of their departure, doubt started creeping in. Maya stood in front of a mirror at the bus station, her hands shaking. This was it, the point of no return. She could never go back to Aravel. Her family would never forgive her. "Adrian, what if this is the wrong choice?" she asked, her voice quivering. Adrian looked at her, his expression soft but firm. This is the only choice. I know we are scared, but we are choosing each other. That's the only thing that matters. But even as he said those words, a small part of him was unsure. They were both running from everything they knew. And for the first time, Adrian allowed himself to think, what if it was too late to fix the broken pieces of their families? But he shook it off. They didn't have time for what ifs. He could only think of Maya, and with her, he felt strong enough to face anything. The bus ride to the small hill town was silent, each of them lost in their thoughts. It was a long journey. As the landscape shifted from busy cities to quiet, peaceful hills, Maya felt a sense of calm she hadn't experienced in months. They were starting fresh. They couldn't look back now. Episode 16. The Quiet Town. Maya and Adrian arrived at the small hill town, a place where no one knew them. The town felt like a refuge, a world away from everything they had left behind. The air was crisp, and the hills provided a sense of peace they hadn't felt in months. They rented a small apartment on the edge of the town, a modest home with whitewashed walls and a tiny garden. It wasn't much, but it was theirs. The days passed slowly. Adrian found work as a draftsman in a local firm, while Maya enrolled in a small community college. They lived simply, trying to build a life from the ground up, free from the chaos and expectations of their families. But despite the tranquility, the thought of being discovered was never far away. Every time the phone rang or a car passed by, their hearts skipped a beat. The fear of being found out was constant, but they had no choice. They were in too deep now. Still, as Maya sat in the garden one evening, watching Adrian sketch designs for his work, she felt a small flicker of hope. This could be the life we wanted, she whispered to herself. Together, away from the madness. Episode 17. The message from home. Just when they thought they had begun to settle in, an unexpected message shattered their fragile peace. It was an email from Maya's mother with a subject line that made Maya's stomach turn. I know where you are. Maya opened it, her fingers trembling. The message was brief but chilling. I know you are in the hell town. You can't hide forever. Your father will come for you. He won't stop. Maya's heart sank. The fact that her mother had found them meant her father was close, and Raj never wanted to back down. Would never stop until he had his daughter back. Adrian saw the color drain from Maya's face as she read the message. He roused to her side. What is it? They found us, Maya said, barely able to whisper. They know where we are. Adrian cursed under his breath, clenching his fist. You can't stay here, not anymore. Episode 18. The desperation. The news that Maya's family had tracked them down made their quiet life in the hill town feel suffocating. Adrian and Maya knew they couldn't wait to be discovered. They had to act. We need to leave again, for good, Adrian said, his voice resolute. You can't let your father or anyone tear us apart. But leaving the town wasn't as simple as running. They'd been living under false identities for months, and any sudden change could draw attention. They couldn't just pack up and disappear again. It would be too risky. Maya struggled with the decision. She didn't want to keep running, but the thoughts of her father showing up in their peaceful town, bringing his hunger and control was too much to bear. She couldn't risk Adrian's safety, not after everything they've had gone through. We will go, Maya said, her voice steady. By this time, we need to be smarter. Adrian nodded, his mind already racing through options. I know someone who can help us. A contact from the city. He can get us across the border. But we have to leave tonight. They packed their bags once more, the fear of being caught settling in their hearts once again. As they looked at the small apartment they had briefly called home, the weight of their decision pressed heavily on them. For the second time in their relationship, they were about to leave everything behind. Episode 19: The Final Escape. Night had fallen, and Adrian and Maya were ready to leave everything behind. They packed their essentials, making sure nothing could link them to their past lives. This time, there was no turning back. As they quietly walked through the town, the fear of being caught by Maya's father loomed over them. The streets were empty, save for the occasional sound of wind rustling through the trees. They made their way to the rendezvous point, where a contact Adrian knew would help them escape. Vikram, a man who had worked in the city's underground network of people helping refugees and other people escape dangerous situations. Vikram was waiting by the old train station, a place that no one in the town would think to look. He led them to a car parked at the back, far from the public eye. "I've arranged for you to leave the country," Vikram said, his tone serious. "You'll be crossing the border tonight. After that, you'll be safe." Adrian and Maya exchanged a look, their nerves taut. They knew this was the only way out, but it also felt like they were risking everything for a chance at survival. "We have to do this," Adrian said, his voice steady. They climbed into the car, and Vikram drove them through winding roads, avoiding checkpoints and any possible patrols. Maya's heart raced the entire journey, but Adrian held her hand, whispering quiet reassurances. After what felt like hours, they reached the border. The tension was unbearable, but the guards barely noticed them, thanks to Vikram's careful planning. They passed through without a hitch as they crossed into the neighboring country. A sense of relief washed over them. "We did it," Maya whispered, as tears filled her eyes. "We are free." Adrian held her tight, kissing her forehead. "We are not just free, Maya. We are together, and that's all that matters." But as they looked ahead, the path was still uncertain. The road to a new life wasn't as easy, but they were ready to face whatever came next, together. Episode 20: A New Chapter. Maya and Adrian settled into a small town in the neighboring country, far from the reach of their families. They had no more than the clothes on their backs and small amounts of money that Adrian had saved up. They had left everything behind, their families, their old lives, and the world they once knew. But in this new chapter, they had something far more precious: each other. Maya enrolled in the local university, while Adrian found work in a small design firm. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. Every day, they built a life from the ground up. With each passing day, their bond grew stronger. Though the memories of their families and the past were never far away, but Maya and Adrian focused on what they could control, creating a future where love was the foundation. But the shadow of their past still lingered. They knew that one day, their families would find them. And when that day came, they would have to make the hardest choice of all: fight for their future or return to a life they had left behind. For now, though they allowed themselves to breathe, to hope, and to love without the constant fear of being torn apart. "I will never let you go," Adrian whispered one evening as they sat on the balcony of their small apartment, watching the sunset. Maya smiled softly, her hand in his. "And I will never let you go either." They had faced the impossible and won. Now, they could only look forward toward a future that was uncertain but filled with love.